Time for those of you guys that were on time. I love it. Happy Wednesday, guys. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Daniela Marie. I'm going to be talking all about SMART goals today, how to maximize your February, and how to make sure that you're actually achieving the goals that you're setting for yourself, for your team, for your business, etc. So with that being said, I would love to know who knows what SMART goals are. Type a 1 in the chat if you know the definition of SMART goals. Type a 2 in the chat if you've never heard of SMART goals before. What? Woo! Okay, we have some ones, we have some twos. If you've never heard of SMART goals, type a 2. If you've heard of them, type a 1. Don't be shy. This is why we're on this call today. I see a pretty good mix of 1s and 2s, which is good. I'm going to briefly go over them. For those of you guys that don't know what SMART goals are literally the perfect way to make sure that you're setting goals for yourself that are actually attainable, goals that you can actually achieve, goals that have a timeline, goals that you're going to be able to just see through the end of it instead of just saying, oh, I want to be director. Okay, well, what does director entail? What did you have to do to break down that goal to make sure that it's attainable for you? Actually, just mute. Okay, so on your piece of paper, I want you guys to write SMART, SMART on each line, okay? SMART. And there's a reason why they call it SMART goals, and there's a definition of it. And the importance of it is what, at the end of the day, is going to help make that goal fulfilled, okay? So SMART goals, the S in SMART stands for specific. Okay, specific is super important because it's one thing to just say, I want to be director. Okay, which is a great goal to hit, don't get me wrong, but a specific goal is, a goal that should be clearly defined. So beside S, you want to write specific. It's a goal that should be clearly defined and detailed, leaving no room for guessing. No room for guessing. That goal is so clear, so precise, so in-depth, and it defines typically what, who, and why. Okay, so a SMART goal is very specific, it's designed, no room for guessing. Okay. The M in SMART goals stands for measurable. So M stands for measurable. This is important because you want to make sure that you're including concrete criteria. That was a tongue twister. Concrete criteria for measuring progress. It's one thing to, set a time for a goal or set a period for a goal, but you want to be able to actually measure how far along in your goal you are, what you've obtained, what you still need to achieve. So being able to set a measurable goal is crucial, right? So you can understand where you're at. So measurable, you want it to be something that you can measure the progress. So for example, metrics, a specific number, so that way you know when that goal is achieved. Okay, so let's just say you want to hit director. What's that number that is measurable to hit director? It's 5,000 points, right? Now, because you have that 5,000 points, you kind of know if you're a week in and you only have 500 points, how many more points do you need minus the 7 days that you've already used up for that month? So something that you can measure with this goal is really, really important. Okay. The A in SMART stands for achievable. So I understand, a lot of us have big goals. We have big dreams. We want to, maybe some of us want to be, millionaires on this call. Some of us want to have the goal that we make $100,000 at the end of the year. Okay. That's not to say that's not attainable, but what is more achievable and what is more, something that can actually be obtained. And I'm not saying that you can't make $1 million. I'm not saying that you can't make $100,000 at the end of the year, but making a goal achievable, it really just ensures that your goal is realistic and attainable. That's, being able to get done within your capabilities, within the resources that you have. And like I said, that's not to say that you can't go above and beyond that achievable goal, but saying like, you want to make $1 million by the end of January, that's not necessarily an attainable or achievable goal unless maybe you win the lottery, okay? Or you rob a bank. But when I'm talking about attainable goals, something that is attainable is hitting director in 1 month. That is attainable, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to make sure that you're hitting all the specifics, the measurable, attainable, next is relevant, and last is time bound, to make sure that that can actually happen, right? The R in SMART stands for relevant. So a relevant goal. The goal should align with, long-term objectives or core responsibilities. So if your long-term objective at the end of this year is to be, president, making, an achievable goal director in a month, 2 month, 3 month, that aligns with your relevant goals. Is this making sense? Yeah. Okay, I see some head nodding. I was going to say type a 3 in the chat if I'm losing you. And the last one is T stands for time bound. So setting a specific, realistic deadline to create urgency and prevent procrastination. Okay, so SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So what you're going to do with this at the end of this call, because now I'm going to go over some things that you can do to achieve whatever goal, whether it's sales, whether it's beauty influencers, whether it's turkey. With that being said, type your goal actually in the chat for this month. I want to know what you guys are aiming for. So I know everyone's aiming for different things. We got the Mexico trip qualifications. We have Turkey where you have to hit only 15%, which I was on my team call last night. And I was like, bruh, the fact that you only need 1,400 points is wild to go to Turkey. I was like, for some reason, I thought it was so much more because I forgot what 15% entails. But, some of it's to increase your sales with your customers or get more beauty influencers. Whatever the goals are. Majority, I see 15%, 15%. Kayla, 22%. Turkey, Mexico, but getting 6 BIs, director. Okay, awesome. So we have quite a few different goals that everyone is going for, which I absolutely love, because SMART goals, thank you so much, Mandy, for typing that in the chat. SMART goals, when they're specific, when they're measurable, when they're achievable, when they're relevant, when they're time bound, there's nothing that you can't achieve, because you have this specific goal structure to help you stay on track, help you measure where you're at mid-month when you look back at your goal to see, okay, like how much more do I need to achieve? What else do I need to do? What is the time frame that I have to be able to do it? Is this relevant? Is this something that is achievable and attainable? Okay, when you're asking yourself those questions, you kind of get a little bit more realistic with your goals. Like I know some people, for example, will come into this business and they're like, okay, I want to hit director, and there's 12 days left of the month. They have never done anything like this. They have zero social media presence. They have absolutely nothing starting from the ground. They're shy. They're this, they're that. They're going to have to change a whole lot about themselves to make that happen. And I'm just being so real and raw with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can't do it, right? I was that girl who I had less than 300 followers, very, very shy, never spoke on my social media. I, cringed for the first 6 months of business, absolutely disgusted at myself with talking on camera and the things that I was posting. I was looking at my own self like, ew, you're cringe. No one's going to listen to you. I can't believe you're doing this, okay? But I had to get out of my comfort zone and do things that I was willing to look stupid for and embarrass myself over in order to achieve the results that I have today. And that's, straight up with love, unfortunately, what it's going to take for some of you guys to get that much further out of your comfort zone to achieve the goals that you're writing on your paper. It's one thing to say that, in your SMART goal, you want to hit director, you have a month to do it. These are the points that you need to hit. This is the time, that you have. But if you're not taking the action, if you're not posting the videos, if you're not showing up daily, if you're not giving value, if you're not showing transformations, if you're not doing all the things that it takes for that goal to happen, let me tell you, it ain't gonna happen, sweetheart. Okay, but that's why I'm here to send you a friendly reminder that when you set goals that have a clear path to success, it's easier to break down that goal on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on okay, I only have 1 to 2 hours a day when my little one is napping to actually make this happen basis. That's how your goals are going to get achieved. Okay, so let's talk about how we can put these SMART goals into action for February. So number one, I want to briefly go over all the amazing things that Farmacy offered us this month, starting with our Valentine's Day bundles. There are 14 of them. We have some crazy deals going on. My biggest recommendation when it comes to this, if you are focusing on customers and increasing your PV, you want to, lock in that 50% commission, I highly recommend not to focus on all of the bundles, but pick a handful of them that either you personally love, that you personally use, and you can stand behind. Okay, meaning pick 2 to 3 bundles that, let's just say you're a skincare girly and you love the skincare and you use it daily and you can stand by that product and you can show your own testimonials, you can show your own results. Talk about that bundle in this Valentine's Day deal. If you're a hair girly, blow up your social media with that hair bundle. Me, that's all I'm focusing on. I don't care about the other bundles. Sure, I'll put the link for everyone to check out what we have, but I feel like my whole social page knows me for my hair. They know me for, just my consistency, my hair growth. So that bundle is my top seller, right? The second I posted, I messaged all of my past customers. I messaged a bunch of people. I had so many people commenting Valentine. Why? Because I'm not just picking a random product that I don't use, that I don't have credibility in, and just, saying all these bundles are on sale. No, I'm picking one that I stand behind. So I highly recommend to do the same if you're focusing on sales. Pick 2 to 3 of those bundles that you absolutely can back up, that you love. Promote the shit out of those. But say, hey, if you want to see what else we have, you can browse here on this link. Okay. Yeah, of course. Honestly, I'm the first one to tell you, and I don't know who else says this, but you are not a walking billboard for Farmacy. You shouldn't this is just me. You shouldn't be promoting absolutely every single sale or absolutely every single deal. Like, I don't really use the wellness products that much. I use specific ones, but I never really promote the wellness bundles because I can't stand behind it. I was pregnant when, throughout the first little bit of my business. So there were a lot of the wellness products that I couldn't take. Sometimes I was recommending them based off of like showing examples of what other people's transformations and stuff were. But me personally, I stuck with the things that I knew, which was hair, which was skin, which was makeup. And I promoted the shit out of those. And that's what my page is known for. Okay. So, yeah, I highly recommend to just pick specific ones. Say, hey, like we have 14 bundles for the 14 days before Valentine's Day. If you want to check them out here. But the best way to go about increasing your PV with this bundles is to show, in actual real time, you using that bundle or the products within it. So for example, I did a little hair oiling video last night and I left my audience hanging saying, stay tuned tomorrow for the finished results. And then today, unfortunately, one of my videos didn't save, but I did like my leave-in conditioner and I was doing a bunch of like videos. Instagram decided not to love me today, but anyways, I ended up showing them the finished result of my hair blow dried, what it looks like, the shine, the health of before of what my hair was like. And that's the type of content that's going to leave your audience being like, okay, this is the bundle. There's a sale going on. Let me check this out. let me message her for, hey, is this going to work for me too? She said her hair was dry and now it's healthy. My hair is dry. Will this work? She said her hair wasn't growing. Mine's been stuck at this length. Is this the thing for me? Right? So making sure that you're giving perspective to your audience when you're also sharing these bundles, like what does it do for you? Show you using it, show the transformation. And if you don't have like, a personal transformation that's like, wow, I highly recommend to ask around in the chat and say, hey, do you guys have a transformation for the hair, a transformation for the skin, a transformation for the wellness, for, whatever you guys want to focus on. Okay. We're in the business of transformations, not transactions. We're here to help people better their hair, skin, makeup, wellness, life, finances, community, etc. Right? The transaction just so happens to come from helping people. So we always have to put, the people as the main focus. Second thing that I want to talk about that you guys can utilize is obviously the $7 promo with the free blush that you get when you sign up to start your business. Perspective on that is huge. This goes hand in hand with the free shipping. This goes hand in hand with the welcome program. I kind of pretty much went over this story to my team who's on this call. We kind of went over this yesterday. But this goes hand in hand with those three things that Farmacy also offers us. Okay. $7 promo to start your business. The welcome program where they're literally just throwing money at you for working your business. And free shipping when you hit 125 PV. Why is this important to talk about? If you are looking to increase your beauty influencers, if you are looking to build a strong team, if you are looking to, secure your 15% or get your 3 qualifications for Mexico or whatever it is that your goal is, whether it's customers that we just talked about or it's beauty influencers, you literally have all the tools that you need to be like blow up February. Okay. Tell me where else you can start a business for $7 that can pay you hundreds of thousands. Tell me what brick and mortar business is going to cost $7 to start to be able to make a return on your investment that same day. Tell me what other business you can start for $7 that is also going to throw money at you just for starting your business. You can't find that. There's a reason why Farmacy is blowing up. There is a reason why big industry leaders from other companies are looking into our compensation plan. There is a reason why Farmacy is on the rise right now, and y'all are in the middle of it. Y'all are representing the company for its growth right now. It's because of you guys. An open mouth is an open business, right? So if your focus is to grow your team, to become that leader that you can be, to build an organization and a community so strong, those resources you have at your fingertips, you need to use them. And I'm not talking about posting up a cute little flyer with the, the blushes and saying, start your business for $7. If I see any of you guys doing that, I'm going to virtually slap you through the phone with love. Okay. You can't just, you need to build your credibility before you do something like that. People that have the credibility in this industry, they could just post up, oh, I'm growing my team, click here to join, and they'll have like 70 applicants. Okay. We don't have that luxury yet, but we're in the process of building it. And let me tell you, the journey is way better than the destination. So with that being said, we need to give our audience something to look forward to and something that they can put themselves in like the shoes that we're talking about for them to be like, I need this. She's talking about me, where I am right now, but I want to be where she is. So let me give you some perspective. Write that word down in big, bold bubble letters on your screen, color it in with pencil crayons. I don't know what you got to do, but perspective is the word that I always want you guys to have in your mind. Okay. What is the perspective of starting a business for $7? The fact that A brick and mortar will never allow you to do that. You need a minimum of like, I don't know, let's just say 20 grand. Starting a business online, perspective, that is better than starting a storefront. You get foot traffic from all around the world instead of just the corner street that you put your store on. Perspective, you know, getting free products, getting free money literally thrown at you just for working your job. Okay. So starting a business for $7 shouldn't just be a flyer post. It should be you going to talk to your audience, to your friends, like you're on a FaceTime, and just be like, listen, I have the most incredible opportunity that I need to share with you guys, because if I don't share it with you, I'm going to feel like I'm doing a huge disservice. And for those of you guys that hate your job, those of you guys that are stuck in a 9 to 5, those of you guys that have kids that feel like you're missing out on their growth, their first steps, their most important moments, if you haven't started looking into an online business yet, I'm going to tell you why you should be. If somebody talked like that on social media and I was in the position where I hated my job, I wanted to spend more time with my kids, and like I dreaded going to my 9 to 5, I'd be like, what is this girl going to tell me? Oh my God, I need to know. Because why? You're speaking to a specific audience that is so like zoomed into what you're saying that you're just like, they're on the other side of the screen, like, oh my God, she's talking to me. She's not talking to everyone, she's talking to me. So what is she going to tell me? She's going to tell me that you can start a business for as little as $7. That $7 starter kit unlocks 50% off of the products that you already purchase at Sephora, at Ulta, at Target, wherever the hell you shop. But none of those products give you a return on your investment. We're here. You not only get to shop those types of products for 50% off, but you also have the ability to make an income the next time somebody asks you, oh my God, I love your lip gloss. Where'd you get it? Oh my God, are those false lashes? No, they're your real ones. What mascara do you use? Oh my God, your skin is glowing. Like, what moisturizer are you using? Instead of sending them to Target, hello, you have the ability to make an income. Like, I people don't grasp that yet, which is why we need to tell them how it works. And it's okay to sound like a broken record, guys. Like, it's okay to show up on your story and talk about this 3 times a week, because not everybody watches the same, your story every single day. There's going to be different people coming to your page based off the content that you're posting, the reels, the carousel, the this, the that. Okay. And get this, if you do post about this 3 times a week and you notice that you're losing followers, I'm here to tell you those people aren't your people, and it's better that you clean out the following that doesn't support you and doesn't care what you're posting about now, so that you can make more room for the people that are obsessed with what you're talking about, for the people that love what you do, for the people that are inspired by your words, by the people that are so happy to see that little glowing ring circle pop up on the stories that they want to watch your shit. Okay. Mindset. Mindset is everything. That's the way you got to think when you're showing up and doing this business. Not I'm posting and I'm losing followers and I don't know, like I feel like people aren't liking what I'm doing. Who cares? Who cares? You're not posting for those people. You're posting for the people who are looking to be inspired. You're posting for the people who want to watch your hair transformation over the years. You're posting for the people who want to know how they can spend more time with their kids. Right? So, talking about this business, talking about how $7 unlocks 50% off of beauty products they're already spending money on, talking about how it unlocks, 50% commission, they're probably like, oh, that's really cool, but I don't really know how to do this business, but I don't really know where to start. That's okay. I understand. I know, when you join Sephora's program or Tarte's program to be an affiliate, they don't give you trainings. They don't really tell you how to post, what to talk about, how to show up online, how to grow your social presence, how to, turn followers into customers. They don't have trainings and a community that's going to support you like that. But guess what? when you click on that $7 promo and you unlock 50% commission, if you purchase $125 worth of products, which will be your business materials, by the way, you also unlock guidance and training and mentorship and a supportive community where you will never feel lost on what to post, where you will always feel like you're in the right place, surrounded by the right people who are going to guide you through that vision that you have with what this business can give you. That's how you can get perspective on why spending $125 and unlocking free shipping is such a great idea. Because I don't know how many of you guys have had people, get started on a $7 promo or get started with the starter pack and then just like not purchase products. It's because there's a lack of value. They don't understand why they need to spend $125. So you need to give them the perspective and help them understand that you're not going to. Do any of you guys, I mean, this is a really far out question because everybody's going to be like in different places, but like when you come on calls like this, do you feel supported? Do you feel lost? Do you feel like, like what do you guys feel when you're on these trainings? Just curious. Do you feel like happy that you have access to this? Do you feel like it helps you answer questions that you have in your brain where you felt like, if you didn't have trainings like this, you'd be like super lost, right? You feel empowered, you feel support, you feel heard, you feel grateful. Look at this. I want you guys to look at the chat right now. Y'all should take a video of this chat and just be like, this is what you feel. This is what you get when you join Farmacy. This is the type of support. This is the type of empowerment. This is the type of clarity. This is the type of gratefulness that you feel when you get started with us. Why? Because we don't leave you in the dust and in the dark. We teach you everything that you need in order to be successful here. A lot of companies don't do that. A lot of companies don't offer the type of support, mentorship, trainings that we have here. And aside from that, the community, some of you guys I haven't even met, but let me tell you, I love you. I love you just because of the fact that you're here working on yourself. It's so beautiful. So when you feel stuck and lost on what to post, that bubble lettered word on your paper, perspective, like I said, color it in with some crayon. I don't know. Okay. But that is your main focus. How can you take your audience and put them into, shoes where they can close their eyes and be like, wow, I'm walking in those right now. And Monica's the one that made me realize that. Mandy's the one that really spoke to me today through her stories. I want to join a business with her. Because let me tell you, it's not about the amount of products that you post on your story. It's not about the amount of times you talk about your business. It's about how you can shift someone's perspective, earn their trust, earn their friendship, and make them realize the vision that they have in their head is not impossible, and you're the one that can help them achieve it. Just because some of you guys may not have a big team producing big numbers, hitting big ranks and big goals doesn't mean that you can't lead someone there. I'm still learning every single day. I'm still growing every single day. I've been doing this for almost 8 years now. I have been doing this for 8 years. There's always something that I'm learning. Why? Because I'm always pouring into my mindset, working on my personal development, making sure that I'm ahead of all of you guys, like as much as I can be, so that I can reach back down and pour whatever I'm learning into you to raise you up with me. That's how you have to think about yourselves. You're more than capable of attaining the vision that you have in your head, but don't think it has to be through a pretty post. Don't think it needs to be through the perfect reel. It needs to be through the actions that you're pouring yourself into through your mind, through perspective, through friendship, through trust. That's how you're going to grow your business. is through those things. Okay. Lastly, the welcome program is another thing that you guys can talk about. Okay. And I kind of briefly went over this with my team yesterday. A perspective that I want to share with you guys when it comes to how to utilize the welcome program. Take this in. Let me use my calculator because I suck at math. Okay. You can get started today for $7. I love how I did this yesterday and I still don't remember the numbers. I see Sophia laughing. Like, okay, you can get started for $7. Okay. It's usually $19 to start. You're saving $12 right there by getting started with this promo. Okay. Now, when you purchase $125 worth of product, you get access to the training, the mentorship, etc. But guess what? You're also going to save on free shipping. Let's just say shipping is $12. You just saved $24. Okay. Well, now you also hit the 125 mark where you get $25 back with our welcome program. You just saved $50. Perspective on what these, not just saying, oh, join for $7. Tell them it's usually $19. Tell them you usually don't get a free product. Also, you get the free blush. I don't know how much the blush is off the top of my head. Let's just say it's $20. I really don't know. Okay, you're at $70 that you saved now. Right? Crazy. Crazy. Perspective is everything. And how you talk about it is really what's going to captivate your audience and make them realize, oh, like, wow, I didn't think about it like that. Like, that's a good way to look at things. Right? So you can utilize the welcome program, let them know what they're getting back, let them know that they can keep that, they can cash it out, they can spend it on more products, and emphasize those things. So with your SMART goals that we were talking about in the beginning of this call, how can you make sure that you can apply that to customers, apply that to beauty influencers, apply that to turkey, etc. Make sure that that goal is focused on a specific thing. The first thing in SMART is specific. So don't just say, I want to hit director. You say, I want to qualify for turkey and I need to hit the 15% level by February 28th. And then you go to the next thing. And then you go to measurable. Right? And then you go down the list. If it's, your goal is I want to get 5 new customers. Okay. You're not going to write your goal is get new customers. You're going to write, I want 5 new customers. 5. There's a number there. Right? So specific. We have, 3.5 weeks in February. I know it's a leap year. This is the shortest month of the year. We could do big things with everything that pharmacy just threw in our face. Okay. So make sure that throughout the weeks, you have an attainable goal that is measurable that you could follow that way when you're at the end of the week and it's February 7th, you're like, okay, well, I didn't achieve anything. I didn't get a new customer this week. What do I have to do for the next X amount of days, 21 days that are left in the month of February to still make this goal happen? Let's reevaluate. Now I have 21 days. How many points do I need for turkey if I'm going and I have nothing still? Right? To get to turkey, what did we say? It's 1,400 points. Let's just say you did nothing this week, which I know you will do something because y'all are fired up and you guys are superstars. But, minus or divided by 21 days, you would have to have 66 points coming in a day starting from February 7th, if you didn't do anything the first week of the month, to still hit turkey. It can happen. You just need to measure out your numbers, make sure that your goals are set in stone, and look at them every single day. Put the numbers on a sticky note if you have to, all around your house to keep your mindset in track, to make sure that you can hit that SMART goal on your paper. We have all the resources at our fingertips to make shit happen. Okay. And it's on you guys. It's on all of us individually. And I'm here to tell you that with love. Okay. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't worry about looking stupid. Don't worry about how many times you posted or how many times you didn't and how you got to show up because you haven't posted in a week. Just post. Show up. Get out of your comfort zone. Go on a live with a friend. You know, post a reel that talks about the promo or the products. Do a get ready with me. Show the blush, show the makeup, and how you can get started with this product for $7 and unlock 10 ways to get paid. Share the stories of people who have made crazy income in this business, or even not, it doesn't even have to be crazy income. I made $60 yesterday because somebody bought products from me. That's enough to fill my gas tank. Perspective is what people need. Okay. So I love you guys. I'm sorry for yelling at you. If I yelled at you, I'm just really passionate. And I hope that, this really stuck with you guys. I hope that everything that you learned today is something that you can carry with you through your business for the month of February and onward. Let's get it. I'm always here if you guys need anything. You can always yell at me anytime. I love it. Okay, love you guys. I'll put the recording up on the YouTube soon and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.